The appearance of the reborn girl one day before the college entrance exam. A young girl came to the Sterling residence, claiming to be their biological daughter, swapped at the hospital 18 years ago. The girl, Serafina Sterling, was a reborn character, and the narrator, Alara Evans, was a transmigrator who knew the plot and Seraphine's ill intentions. Serafina deliberately chose this timing to cause Alara to become distraught and fail the exam. Upon hearing the story, Mrs. Eleanor Sterling immediately embraced Serafina, saying she knew Serafina was her daughter just by looking, as she resembled Mrs. Sterling when she was younger. Although Serafina humbly suggested a DNA test, all three proceeded to the hospital dot during the sample collection. Serafina insisted Alara be tested too. However, Mr. Robert Sterling coolly intervened, stating that Alara had already been tested with them previously. Alara merely smiled, having anticipated this move. As a transmigrator, Alara had already secretly confirmed she was not the Sterling's biological child. She had offered to move out, but her adoptive parents refused due to their 18 years of affection. The planned disruption, knowing Serafina would seek her out, Alara was fully prepared. Mrs. Sterling was so convinced that she even proactively changed Seraphine's name to Serafina Sterling from her birth name, Cogman Shell, before the official test results were even finalized. Serafina played the victim, lamenting that her Evans parents, David and Amelia Evans, were merely a doctor and a teacher who lived in a small, modest home, reinforcing this image by wearing worn, faded clothing. Mrs. Sterling, heartbroken, decided Serafina should stay at the Sterling house until after the exam. For her part, Alara made an excuse, telling her adoptive parents that she was familiar with the route and could go to the testing center alone, insisting they take Serafina instead. This preempted Seraphine's original plot to sabotage Alara's first exam by poisoning her breakfast, exam results, and moving on when the exams concluded. Seraphine's intense focus on scheming against Alara meant she barely studied, resulting in a disastrous score of 200, even lower than her previous life. In stark contrast, Alara scored 698, becoming the top social sciences student in the city. The results deeply disappointed the Sterlings, particularly Mr. Robert Sterling, who commented coldly, "She must have been so happy returning to her biological parents that she turned into a fool." Once the DNA results confirmed Serafina was the true Sterling daughter, Alara proactively spoke with Mr. Robert Sterling and decided to move in with the Evans family. She explained that her staying would only cause unhappiness and conflict with Serafina, creating an untenable situation for all the parents. Crucially, she emphasized her responsibility to her biological parents. Moreover, "My biological parents only have one daughter. If I stay here at the Sterlings, what about them?" Mr. Robert tried to give Alara a house as compensation, but she declined, taking only the clothes and personal items her adoptive parents had bought her, exposing Seraphine's schemes after settling in with the Evans. Alara noticed Serafina had deliberately left all her expensive, branded clothing, shoes, and computer equipment at the Evans house. Alara brought a suitcase of Seraphine's items to the Sterling residence, surprising Mrs. Eleanor, who noted, "It seems your parents treated Serafina very well, buying her high-end brands even at a young age." This revealed that Serafina had exaggerated her hardship. Serafina tried to excuse her actions by claiming she didn't want to take items purchased by the Evans, but Mrs. Eleanor was now less sympathetic, retorting, "They raised you for 18 years. They certainly wouldn't stop you from taking what they bought." Serafina escalated her attacks. She invited Alara to the Sterling house, gloated over her walk-in closet full of luxury goods, and insulted Alara. After graduation, "You'll just be a poor, pathetic employee." She, then planted an expensive diamond necklace in Alara's pocket and threatened to fake a fall down the spiral staircase and blame Alara for pushing her. Alara discreetly removed the necklace and tossed it onto Seraphine's bed. When Seraphina staged a scene, pretending to search for the necklace and implying Alara had stolen it, Alara calmly suggested calling the police. A maid quickly found the necklace on Seraphine's bed. The Sterling parents realized Seraphine's malicious intent. When Seraphina continued to deny wrongdoing, Alara played a recording of their conversation, capturing Seraphine's hateful threats and arrogance. Seraphina was completely exposed and lost all credibility with her true parents. Seraphine's fate and emerging romance shortly after Alexander Sterling. Seraphine's capable and ruthless older brother took charge. He arranged to send Seraphina abroad for strict supervision. Alexander grew suspicious when Seraphina, after being exposed, began claiming she was reborn. Fearing her mental instability, Alexander had her confined to a mental hospital. Meanwhile, Alara, alongside Chloe, the original female lead, and Ethan, successfully established a popular gaming company. Her relationship with Alexander, who was 10 years her senior, began to develop. He started to see Alara not just as a sister figure, but as someone intriguing. He gifted her a custom-designed graduation necklace, declaring it one of a kind. During Alara's graduation trip, Alexander unexpectedly showed up. On the night of a local fireworks festival, as Alara and Alexander stood side by side, he made his move amidst the roar of the fireworks. Alexander spoke clearly and steadily. "Alara, do you want to be with me?" He clarified, the kind of serious relationship that leads to marriage. Alara did not turn away. She simply extended her hand toward him, their fingers intertwining tightly. She softly answered with a single clear word, "Yes."